You know, it's like I never grew anything before, but so this is my new garden area I marked out. Just have to wait for the ground to thaw. It's completely frozen. I went and did some digging in my garden with my pickaxe, and it is full of tree roots. Really thick ones too, which is to be expected. This is a forest, but it's just going to be a lot of work to get all this cleared out and to get it ready for planting. So I'm going to take this brush axe that I restored and start chopping roots in the garden. Garden's coming along pretty good. Getting lots of roots out. If I go down too deep, the ground's still frozen. I thought I was hitting roots, but it was actually ice. And I have another tool I restored at home. Just a quick restoration garden tool that I'm going to bring out here and level all that out. So it looks like it's going to be another cold, windy one today. I think we're sitting at about +4 Celsius. I wanted to share this garden tool that I found, that I restored. It took maybe 2-3 hours. This handle was broken and rotten, so I replaced it, and the metal was all rusted. So now I got another garden tool for camp. So right in the middle of my garden is where I had my fire last night. I figured it'd be the safest place to have one. And as of this moment, we are allowed outside fires. We still have to use caution. And I waited till it was pretty much done, and then I covered it in soil. So today I'm going to plant some peas. You know, we still have frost overnight, so I can only plant that. And then maybe in a couple of weeks I can plant the rest of my garden. Well, the garden's in. See what happens. Apparently next week we're supposed to get a bunch of rain, so that'll be good. It'd be real neat to come back here in the fall and have a bunch of things to harvest. I went and checked on the garden. Everything's coming up. It's quite small, but at least it's growing. So I'm just on my way out, having a quick look at the garden. Everything's up, but it's just so small. I don't know if it's going to get enough light out here. Because compared to my garden at home, everything's quite tiny. So before I forget, this is my vegetable garden I planted in the spring. Most of it has died because of the cold, but there's still some Swiss chard and carrots. But it's about as big as the carrots are. So one of my plans for today was to plant some potatoes out in my garden. You can see there's some rhubarb over there that I planted last year. But I don't think I'm going to put too much effort into this if someone's just going to keep coming out here and wrecking things. So, like, why even bother? Well, I carried these potatoes out. I might as well plant them. This right here is my vegetable garden. In the spring, I planted probably, I don't know, 15 hills of potatoes. Kind of forgot about it. Didn't think it was going to do very well. And right now, the ground isn't frozen yet. So I'm able to actually stick a shovel in the ground. A couple more weeks or 3 weeks, it'll be hard as a rock. But I've been finding some potatoes. Can't believe it. So I'm going to keep digging. I couldn't tell where the potatoes were planted, so I just started digging randomly and ended up tilling the garden for next year. But this is what I got so far. You know, it's like I never grew anything before, but the very first year, everything grew. It didn't grow well enough to harvest anything. So this year I just randomly threw some potatoes in and actually got something. So that gives me hope for next year. Maybe I'll plant some potatoes and carrots